June is Pride Month, so we've got some historical gossip with my segment, Ye Old Gossip, but this time we're just making it gay. So a lot of LGBTQ plus history is still somewhat unconfirmed because of just how taboo and secretive it's been up until, somewhat recently. And this is the story of the First Lady who apparently had a same-sex relationship while she was in the White House. Now, the U-Haul wasn't officially invented until 1945, but if it had been, First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt and her alleged lover, Lorena Hickok, would probably have been early adopters. Let me introduce you to the supposed situationship between FDR's wife and an Associated Press journalist. It's the 1930s. America is in the middle of the Great Depression, and Eleanor Roosevelt is probably in the middle of her gay awakening. She and FDR had 6 kids, separate bedrooms, and the kind of emotional intimacy you usually reserve for your tax accountant. So naturally, Eleanor starts to rely on her emotional support lesbian friend. Enter Lorena Hickok. Lorena was a Pulitzer-caliber journalist from South Dakota who had short hair, preferred pants, and chain smoking, which means she was basically a walking rejection of gender norms and impractical clothing.
That's a baddie for the 1930s.
Yeah, back in the day, heck yeah.
All right, so she meets Eleanor while covering the Roosevelts for the Associated Press, and instead of filing a story, she falls in love. Eleanor, meanwhile, is out here playing the role of the perfect wife and First Lady and slowly realizing, maybe the only thing I'm straight about is my posture. So why does history think these two were lovers? Well, Lorena Hickok, the celebrated journalist that she was, quits her job. Not because she got fired, not because of budget cuts, but probably because she realized it's hard to stay unbiased in your reporting when you've seen the First Lady naked. And Lorena Hickok moves into her own room in the White House.
No way.
It'd be like if Rachel Maddow all of a sudden started shacking up at the White House because she could keep a quote-unquote closer eye on Melania. So the two of them start this letter-writing correspondence that is so sapphic, it would make your Ellen DeGeneres Wattpad fan fiction look like a children's novel. Together, they wrote a combined 3,500 letters. That is not a crush. That is a doctoral thesis in gay yearning.
Well, no wonder she had to quit her job.
She had no time.
She had to write all these letters.
She's like, I'm too busy writing my lover. So in case you were wavering on whether or not these two actually had a thing for each other, let's talk about what some of these letters actually entailed. Here is a list of direct quotes. I can't kiss you, so I kiss your picture good night and good morning. I long to kiss the corner of your mouth. I miss you so much. I physically ache. I wish I could lie down beside you tonight and take you in my arms. Now, obviously, when you're one of the most iconic women in American history, you start to get a little worried that history is going to remember you more for your taboo gay affair and not for your work in the civil rights movement. Naturally, Eleanor asked Lorena to burn the letters, and Lorena was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Not just because she was allegedly in love with Eleanor, but likely because she understood that these letters weren't just personal. They would be recorded as gay American history that would be appreciated one day. Because let's remember, the 1930s weren't exactly rainbow flag friendly. This is the same time period where women couldn't wear pants without being labeled a socialist. Let's be clear. Eleanor Roosevelt changed American history. She redefined the role of First Lady, fought for civil rights, chaired the UN Committee on Human Rights, and still had time to be an absolute gay icon. So let's raise a glass or a typewritten letter to Eleanor and Lorena, the proof that behind every strong woman is another strong woman living in the guest room, emotionally supporting the hell out of her, and probably secretly servicing her.
Well done. Happy Pride.
The Bert Show.